spicy mudders.
It's easier said than done with the bigger ones.
Give that a mix. Go.
Right, I'm going to make some chilli powder. Right, so the last video I made chilli in, I mentioned making my own chilli powder, and I completely forgot to even mention the ingredients or what I ended up putting in it, and I was going to put in the description anyway. Figured I'd make a quick video and to make my own chilli, how I make my own chilli powder. First of all, chilies. So we've got 3 ancho chilies. These are all dried. 3 dried ancho chilies. These like they're fruity, almost like giant raisins. A massive shock of nice fruity sweet flavour. These over here, these are chipotle chilies. These are smoky barbecue jammy sort of flavours. A bit of heat here, a tiny bit of heat there, a little bit more heat here, but mostly flavour. These are lovely. In the middle here, these are arbol chilies. Now these are spicy mudders. These are where all of the heat from this chilli powder is coming from. I put 2 of these in. You can quite easily get away with 1. You can up it if you want, or swap these out completely for something that maybe a teaspoon of cayenne pepper, or some dried bird's eye chilies, chili flakes, or just, there's a lot of nice flavour here. If you don't want the heat at all, get rid of those. So what we're going to do, oh, and there is also 2 tablespoons of cumin seeds, 1 tablespoon of coriander seeds, 2 tablespoons of oregano dried, 1 tablespoon of garlic granules, and 1 heaped teaspoon of smoked paprika. Those go in a little bit later. These are all going to get toasted off to just build up some more flavour. To do that, first of all, we need to seed the chilies, because the seeds in there don't really bring anything to the party. It's mostly just, they can be bitter, especially if they start to burn, and they burn quite easily. Wear gloves for this if you want, but make sure you do remember to wash your hands afterwards, because even these ones that aren't particularly spicy, the chili-ness, what is it called? The capsaicin is still there, and it can be quite an irritant. So just easiest way of doing it is a pair of scissors, cut off the very top of the chili. It's easier said than done with the bigger ones. And just shake out the seeds. You might need to tear it open a little bit, but that doesn't matter because we're going to be blitzing this all up later anyway. So just get as many of those little buggers out as possible. Doesn't matter if a few get left behind. With the arbols, the seeds will really up the intensity, so you might want to pay attention to getting rid of most of them. But in the anchos, there are a lot less. They're a lot more forgiving. Right, so there you go. They're all de-seeded for the most part, and that's all rubbish. Yeah, you've got a load of chili oil on your hands, so don't touch your face, your eyes, your genitalia, or anything. Now what we're going to do, whack a load more flavour in this by toasting these off. So in a dry pan, I'm using cast iron, but you can use any sort of pan. Low heat, get it nice and warm. We're going to just simply chop in there, chop the chilies in with your scissors. So it doesn't matter if a few chili seeds end up in there as well in the grand scheme of things. Just all of them would be overwhelming. Right. And cumin seeds and the coriander seeds as well. Keep it all moving. You don't want it to start smoking. You're just gently toasting those off, roasting those off. Ignore that, that's for the chilli that I will be making with this later. It might be part of this video, it might be a different video. By all means, if you want to use a spoon, stir with a spoon, but just giving it a shake's good enough. How do you know when they're done? It's just the whole room will start smelling like the earthiness of the cumin and the jamminess of the chipotles, and the fruity, spicy sort of smells will just start filling your room up. Your kitchen up. The cumin seeds might start popping and jumping around a bit as well, but you don't want stuff to start burning. They're all nice and toasted off. I'm going to make this in a blender, liquidizer, because it's easier. There's a bit too much here to fit in. I don't know if you've seen me use before. I've got a spice grinder, coffee grinder thing. A bit too much going in there for that. If you haven't got a liquidizer or a blender, you can use pestle and mortar, do it bit by bit. It's gonna take a little bit longer, but them's the breaks. So get this in here. Right. So also go in there. You want the powdered stuff, that's the bigger stuff at the bottom. Things at the top. So whack all that in there. On with the lid. Do not forget the lid. Don't forget the lid, because you've got those arbol chilies in there and the chipotle chilies and other spicy stuff in there. This is going to turn into a powder, and that powder is going to be like mace or pepper spray. So once this is blended up, don't take the lid off straight away. Leave it to still settle back down again. But yeah, just give that a mix. There you go. Let that all calm down a bit. If you take the lid off, have a look at it, make sure it's all properly blended up. Don't put your hand in there, obviously, but so be careful. Like I said, that will right. So the recipe I've made, those amounts will make probably about 4 to 6 tablespoons. So that's about 2 decent chilies worth, decent portion sized chilies. So you can store that in keep it in an old jam jar or a mason's jar. It keeps for quite a bloody long time, to be fair.